When Tatum got that buzzer beater, I thought this was going to be a great series. It has not been. And here is what the stars of the Nets, KD and Kyrie, had to say after the Game 3 loss.
I try to figure out how I can be the best version of myself, and also not getting in my teammates' way, you know. Sometimes I think too much about it. Sometimes I just need to go out there and just no thoughts in my head and just play.
You know, I don't want to be too cliche, but I don't have a lot of answers for how you make up time, you know, from October until now when, you know, usually teams would be gelling and things would be feeling good. You know, you could put it on me in terms of playing better, controlling the game better, controlling our possessions.
That's a game, man. Yeah.
Look at the way he finished it. Katie was just like, I'm done with this. Jalen, are they going to get swept tonight in Brooklyn?
I believe so, Jacoby. And something is symbolic about these two situations, the Nets and the Celtics. When it was time to get a coach, Kyrie basically acknowledged that they didn't need to be coached because they were going to be so talented. And so Steve Nash, who two-time MVP, gained a relationship with so many people across the league. I love Steve. He's a former teammate from Sean Marks, Kiwi, who the GM, who's done an amazing job with that situation, to him and KD being at Golden State together, so now he lands the job. When he gets that job, Jacoby, it's about them going out there now and making whatever he put on the clipboard come to life because they're so very dynamic. Jalen Brown was struggling in the second quarter a little bit in the previous game. Ime Udoka got up, got in his chest, was screaming at the team, and then in the third quarter he responded, allowing himself to be coached. And what I now see with the Nets, they're just going out there and literally playing one-on-one. KD was at the podium saying, I'm thinking too much. Where's the people that's gonna help him out, Jacoby? Ain't this a team game?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Mark Jackson, my brother, said this when we talked about it on the floor when I saw him in Brooklyn. Muhammad Ali had a Bundini Brown. You need somebody, who's the hype man? Like, who's getting the crowd going? Who's getting the locker room going? See, in Golden State, KD didn't have to be the leader. In Boston, Kyrie was not able to be the leader. They won championships with LeBron, Steph Curry, the Splash Brothers, and Draymond. They wanted to go and forge their own path. We're going to go somewhere like the Nets and create our own identity. Who would have thunk that they'd be down 0-3 hosting a game with Spike Lee at the game? Like, Spike Lee just want to see basketball. They got as many playoff wins as the Knicks. Just think about this.
Wow.
Mary J. They had the Queen, Mary J., Gayle King, all at the game, and they got down 0-3. Questlove. Hey, man, this is all about shout to my guy Trevor Noah, our guy Trevor Noah. Hey, man, the Boston Celtics are swarming like the killer bees in Wu-Tang defensively, and I want to give them all of the credit.
Exactly. I think there's so much discussion about the struggles of KD and Kyrie, but there's something about this Boston defense that forces them to struggle. Like, it's not a game we always say the same stat. Since January 1st of 2022, Boston has had the best defense, and they're showing that in this series. And Jason Tatum is taking a leap. Like, he is doing it on both ends. Jalen, have you been surprised by the way Jason Tatum has been able to cover KD and get whatever he wants on offense?
He ascended, Jacoby, and shout to Brad Stevens for hiring Ime Udoka, reacquiring Al Horford, continuing to watch Robert Williams develop.
Mm-hmm.
Ime put Marcus Smart at the point after the last few years using Kyrie, Kimber, and Schroeder. He leads the team in assists, steals, and becomes Defensive Player of the Year, stabilizes the team, and gives them toughness and leadership. Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown iron out the dynamic of who's going to be the guy that's the number one option offensively. Are you old enough to remember when people were saying break up Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown?
I am. I also remember you saying that would be a very dumb idea, and it's proven right in this series.
Right. So now, all of a sudden, that's coming together beautifully. And Jason Tatum now, as you mentioned, game-winning shot in game one. developing as a passer, but also the leap defensively. Playing KD one-on-one, understanding what the help is. They're doing a terrific job of making KD and Kyrie play in the crowd, and they forced those guys who could get a shot at any time to struggle, in particular in the fourth quarter. KD took one shot in the fourth quarter and played the entire quarter.
It's wild.
Could you get a shot? You think you could get one shot off? Do you think you can attempt a shot?
It's a 15-foot hook shot, no doubt, from the mid-post. It wouldn't go in, but I could get one up. Now, Jalen, Ben Simmons is also on the Nets, and he is not helping in this series. Not just from not being on the floor, but then there was reports that he was going to try to play later in the series. He was going to try to play in Game 4. No, he's not going to play in Game 4. And he's wearing these loud outfits and attracting all this attention. What is going on with Ben Simmons and the Nets?
The game is mental, physical, psychological. And you and I talk about these 450 players in the NBA and the 1,300 in the NFL, things that we say on and off wax. And a few things about Ben Simmons that we've said constantly over the years has been true. There's a mental block he has shooting the basketball. Doug Collins used to always talk to me about this. The game of basketball is so very hard when you can't shoot. I don't care how old you are. When you walk into a gym, you're gonna do two things. You're gonna dribble the ball or shoot the ball. When Ben Simmons got drafted earlier in his career, I said I felt like, number one, he was shooting with the wrong hand. Finishing at the rim with the right, shooting at the free throw line and shooting from three with the left. I felt like that was off. That was bizarre to me, Jacoby. And then he got into the league and still found his game. Became an all-league defender, was a really good passer, a wonderful athlete. Like, Philly was the number one seed last year. He's been all NBA. But then the playoffs happened and he hit that mental block against the Heat. And then now you think about some of the plays late, like not dunking it when he had Trae Young on him. And then you look deeper into the box score and you're like, wait a minute, he's a few years in and he's still not attempting shots outside of the paint. Let me say that. I wish I could say that in a different language. Not attempting shots outside of the paint. That's a mental block. Jacoby, when we were at the game on Saturday, when he came out, I looked at Greedy and said, there's some people in these stands. It's about to be a playoff game tonight. He is not going to shoot that ball, watch. He stood, he dribbled, he talked to some people, he went back in, and then he came back out and was doing some passing exercises to warm up with some guys that wasn't going to play in the game, some things that the team require you to do in case you're going to be ready to go on Monday. But if he was going to play in this series, the game was Saturday. That was the do or die game because no team has ever come back from 0-3 in the NBA playoffs. So if you're saying, and the reports are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that he might play Monday and not play Saturday, I said it on this show. I didn't believe it was going to happen. And it's really unfortunate for all sides.
Well, Jalen, the Nets are in